It started like any other day at the edge of a quiet town in Oklahoma, dusty, warm, and full of familiar faces. But something unusual was about to unfold. A horse no one wanted, a man who didn't say much, and a moment that changed everything. What happened next wasn't just about a sale or a silly joke from the crowd. It became a turning point for more than just one animal. It touched lives, healed wounds, and reminded everyone what kindness truly looks like. If you're watching this story unfold right now, take a second to hit subscribe, because stories like these are worth sharing. And don't forget to drop a comment below. Have you ever seen someone turn a moment of mockery into something beautiful? Now let's go back to that dusty auction ring. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the worn dirt of the Harper Ranch. A small crowd had gathered, ranchers, buyers, and curious onlookers. Laughter floated through the air until a horse stepped into the ring. He was big, not just tall, but heavy, with thick legs and a coat the color of old copper coins. His mane was tangled, his eyes tired, and the weight he carried wasn't just on his body. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Then came the jokes. "Did he roll here?" One man laughed. Another shouted, "Bet he eats more than my dog." The laughter grew louder, sharper. One of the loudest voices belonged to Carl Dawson, a man known for his pride and his punchlines. But near the back of the crowd, an older man watched quietly. His name was Owen, soft-spoken, kind-hearted, and used to staying out of the spotlight. He stood beside his sister, Ruth, and her friend Eli, both of whom knew him better than anyone. Owen didn't laugh. He didn't even smile. Instead, he stepped forward, slowly, deliberately, into the ring. The laughter faded into confusion. What was he doing? Owen walked up to the horse, locking eyes with him. There was something there, something deep, almost human, like they understood each other in a way no one else could. Without a word, Owen raised his hand and gently touched the horse's neck. No flinch, no fear, just silence. And then, still looking at the horse, Owen said two words that stunned the crowd. 500. That was too much. For a horse like that. Madness. But Owen didn't care. Something inside him had shifted, something buried under years of quiet grief. The gavel fell. One bid. One owner. As Owen led the horse, named Max, toward the trailer, people whispered behind their hands. Some laughed again, softer this time. Others simply stared. Carl passed by, smirking. "You buying lost causes now?" Owen didn't answer. He just kept walking. Back at the farm, the drive was quiet. Max stood in the trailer like he already belonged. Ruth glanced at Owen as they pulled onto the gravel road. "You gonna tell me what that was about?" she asked. Owen paused, gripping the wheel. "I don't know," he said finally. There's just something in his eyes, like he's been carrying something no one else sees. The days that followed were hard. People talked. At the diner, someone left a pie on Owen's usual table with a note, "For your new best friend." At the gas station, a kid shouted, "Moo," as he filled up his tank. But Owen didn't flinch. He didn't fight. He just kept showing up for Max. And slowly, things began to change. Word spread. Photos were shared. People started coming to see the gentle giant. Not for laughs, but for hope. Even Owen's son, Jake, who hadn't spoken to him in nearly 2 years, showed up one afternoon. They worked side by side without saying much, but something shifted between them. Max watched them both, silently, patiently, like he knew how much healing was happening. Then came the night no one expected. Around midnight, Owen was jolted awake by the sound of hooves pounding against the ground. He rushed outside, heart racing, and saw Max injured, bleeding, trembling. Someone had tried to steal him, tried to hurt him. But Max didn't fight back. He just stood there. When the town heard what happened, something changed again. People brought hay, feed, and quiet apologies. Someone painted a sign and nailed it to the fence. You mess with one, you answer to all. But not everyone was done trying. Still, Max healed. Slowly. Surely. And when the time came, Owen made the hardest choice, to let Max go to a sanctuary where he could help others like him. Veterans. Children. Families. People who needed to see strength not in size, but in spirit. As the trailer pulled away, Owen stood in the driveway, eyes misty, heart full. Jake joined him. No words. Just presence. Above them, the sky turned orange, just like the day it all began. And somewhere, in the whispering wind, Owen whispered to the horizon. You weren't just saving him. He was saving all of us. Moral lesson. Kindness isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes, it's the quietest person stepping forward to protect the one everyone else has ignored.